have the impression. This stage is called inductive stage. Inductive insight because you cannot really directly experience all the realities.
What is inductive now? Otherwise, we don't know what we're talking about. We have heard the word inductive. And what is inductive now? Without any understanding at all, without any words which will induce the meaning to be understood, the moment it's there, the way it is, one or another way. Well, because as soon as we heard the word, it's real. Yes, understand incident, it's real. But without considering what is meant by real, can it induce or is what inductive to understand further? Even the meaning, anaya of real. What is it? Real? It's there, appearing as you use the way. It is like seeing. It now appears the moment of seeing, so that is that which sees. Can it lead a little bit to understand that reality which experiences that which is seen? Talking just about different kinds of different characteristics of the reality which experiences an object. So at moment of hearing, it does not see. So hearing is different from seeing at all because it cannot experience visible object. But with that which hear, there must be something heard by hearing because hearing hears it. So it's there, the sound. But who think about the hearing is that we are talking about the inductive way to develop understanding. Little by little, the words of the teaching becomes clearer and clearer when there is more understanding. But when there's no understanding at all, it's impossible. Someone read the page or part of Vipassana Yana, first, second, third, and so on, very quickly in an hour. How much understanding of each different one to develop, to be developed to the degree that it can directly appear like that, as it said at moment Vipassana Yana. Like now, we talk about seeing, hearing, thinking, tattva, and sanya, and so on. They do not appear at all because no understanding of anything. But when there is understanding of the reality which experiences the object, but they have different characteristics and different way of experiencing the object. For example, sanya, memory, marks and remembers arises to what? Not to like or dislike, not to see or to hear, but to remember just the reality, another reality, which arises to remember what is there, which appears as it is, wrong sanya vipalasa, or right sanya with understanding. So many kinds of sanya. So when we talk about sanya right now, begin to understand the characteristic which arises and the object. That's why it's known as something. But who knows the moment when sanya marks? But the moment of taking it for something is there. That's why no reality is known as it is. Only something is taken for something all the time. That's why hearing about the reality, it has to be why it's a reality, because it's there. It has its characteristic to be known that it's not the other characteristic. Visible object, that which is seen, is not that which is heard. It's not that which is smelled. tasted or thought about. So in life, so many things without understanding that each different reality arising together is not known as it is one by one. So they are there as something all the time. The reality which experiences the object, no other people, no other thing at all, only the moment of experiencing the object. So it's I, who else, which experiencing because not understanding the truth that is already conditioned to arise to see or to hear, to think or to experience the object. So learn to understand the truth of that which experiences the object. Otherwise, it's known as I like it, I'm angry, I hate, and so on. But whereas is the attachment, liking is there to that very object. No one there at all. That's why learning to understand what is there in a moment, one by one. And this is the way to understand Vinaya, no matter it's in the Visuddhimagga or Paticcasamuppada, talking about the reality which experiences, and the chief one which experience the object clearly. Nothing can experience it as clear as the chief that experience it. Why is the chief? Because there are other mental factors, the reality which can experience the object by its own way, not by being experiencing so clear like the chief, the chitta, we call it chitta, and the other is cetasika. We learn to understand not the word, but the reality by that word. That's why if we just remember how many kinds of chittas and cetasikas, not understanding what is there now, is useless, it's be forgotten in this life, other life, or just now. Forget about what we have heard or understood before. That's why learning about the truth of it, no expectation, not for anything, just to understand the truth. So this is the foundation of understanding the truth, very firm foundation. Otherwise, what for? Why? That is the hearing and considering about these words of truth of whatever is there now. Is this Naya inductive to understand the truth?